Welcome to this daily horoscope. My name is Athen, and this is for November 24th and 25th, Monday and Tuesday. So we've got the moon going into Sagittarius for these 2 days, and on Monday we've got Mercury going into Scorpio. Then on Tuesday we've got Mercury going into Saturn. So there's a lot of emphasis here on the communications, on the mercurial side of things, which is learning, teaching, sharing, also our thoughts. And all in all, Sagittarius is on the axis of the chart that has to do with consciousness. Now, the Sagittarius consciousness is the big picture. It's the ability to really tap into the higher realms, see things for how they are from that overarching perspective. So I feel like with all of this activity, especially with Mercury and Saturn, it's very important to maintain that overarching view, okay? And really connect to the higher realms and seeing things from that higher perspective. And that's what's really going to be assisting us from our feelings. So allow the feelings to show you that. Allow you to use what you might call the right side of your brain in terms of how you are experiencing things, how you're thinking about things, and perhaps even how you're communicating about things. Because Mercury on that axis is very left brain, while Sagittarius is on the right. So I feel like keeping a very good balance between those two. Now, in terms of Mercury in particular, he's going into Scorpio on Monday, so this is getting real deep with our communications and our thoughts. Say what needs to be said now while Mercury's in here. This is the time to really speak the truth. And as long as it's coming from that heart chakra, then everything will flow nice and smooth. And you'll notice too when people are open to receiving the truth that you have to communicate, because sometimes they're not. So it's very important to just maintain that flow, but that flow is really, it's trusting our instincts actually. It's trusting our spiritual intelligence, which is stored in this sense in our hearts or in our bodies. So listening to that, flowing with it, and not shying away from really going deep. You know, this is deep perhaps on a work level. You know, it's the beginning of the work week. It could have to do with getting real down into the nitty gritty in terms of anything work or business related. But it's everything, okay? It's the communications, it's thinking. And you know, actually, this is a really good time to start setting intentions for this overall lunar cycle now, especially on Tuesday onward. This is the manifestation energy with Mercury here. So this is a great month to really perhaps write the intentions down on what you want to experience, put the intention out there, and again, see both perspectives, the realistic with the overarching. Now on Tuesday, Mercury does go over Saturn, so this can feel like that realistic weight, you know, that seeing things in a realistic way, which is really good, especially when we're maintaining that balance. But it also has the ability to really allow us to see the reality of situations, so use that grounded perspective, and also very strong detailed planning as well. With Mercury and Saturn, we can see how things are structured, but how they all come together, okay? So again, really good time to really communicate this stuff, share this stuff through our work, and overall just to, again, speak up. Because sometimes with Saturn and Mercury, we have an inhibition to speak, but things sometimes need to be said. And we'll notice when we're saying the things that need to be said, things are in a nice, even flow in our environment. And when we're going deep, we'll notice that too. So it's staying really connected to that internal spiritual core. All right, guys, so I'm going to draw a card and see where Spirit would like a little more emphasis for these 2 days. Okay, the moon. Well, there she is. And she is very receptive. And like I said, it's what you might call the right side of the brain, but it's really in our emotional bodies, you know. So maybe this is a reminder to really tap in to that inner expansion, because she is in Sagittarius, so there's a lot of this inner expansion, inner positivity, inner flow with Sagittarius, maintaining our connection to the divine, and really tap into that. But maybe it's just a reminder in general to just be very receptive during this time as well. Through that receptivity, we have that to and fro, you know, of the communication and of the learning. Because, you know, Mercury is a neutral planet, and while there is the giving and the exchanging, there's also the receiving. So maybe this is a reminder to really tap into that receiving energy for these couple days. All right, guys, well, I hope you have a great 2 days, and I'll see you on Wednesday. Take care.